Welcome to the vlog.
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 Welcome to the vlog, season 6.
Welcome to the vlog.
We are finally here. The time for me to embark on a journey to go to Sacramento, California to do an Ironman. I woke up very early to get myself to San Francisco. My dad was very nice and drove me there. I had absolutely no problems with my travels. I was able to get there safely. I was basically taking a rest day, so after the drive from San Fran to Sacramento, I checked into the Airbnb and just relaxed. Once Molly got there, we decided to do a little adventure to Trader Joe's. So Molly and I went to Trader Joe's. It was very much out of the way, so we took an Uber there, got our groceries and Ubered back. It was like an extremely ridiculous thing to do, but
We had to.
yeah. So this is the haul. We got some strawberries. I got some waffles that I'm gonna use on the race. Oatmeal for breakfast. We got Impossible chicken nuggets, so faux meat, asparagus, salsa. Molly got some body butters.
And most importantly, Molly got dark chocolate peanut butter cups, which I haven't had since April.
We got chocolate almond cups, cacio e pepe ravioli, some bread. We got eggs, bananas, and then we got these chips. Pita chips, cinnamon bun oat creamer, kombuchas, tangerine and lemon ginger, gnocchi, creamy dill dressing,
Oh my god.
vegan pesto.
Tomato sauce and mozzarella stuff.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, sweetie. How are you guys doing?
Good.
We just went to Trader Joe's, so
Oh, how fun. How perfect.
It felt very Canadian of us to be very in awe of things from Trader Joe's. We made ourselves a really nice dinner together and just watched YouTube and sat on the floor, and we watched like a recap of Ironman California from the year before, and then Molly helped me put my bike together. I was just so worried about this entire step. We had to watch a YouTube video to get the back wheel on. Honestly, I say we, but it was Molly who did most of the work of getting the wheel on. But once the back wheel was on, I felt confident in putting everything else together, getting my aero bars on, fixing the handlebars, pumping up the tires. Like, I was just so relieved to have everything done and then for us to go to bed. The next day we woke up, we had a little cup of coffee together, and I was very excited because I was going to go out on a ride and test out how my race watts were feeling and trying out some of my calf sleeves and socks for the race. It was really nice to be able to test out some of the bike course before actually racing it. I saw these goats and they were so cute, and honestly the road that we were racing on was so beautiful and very flat, and I got really lucky with the morning that I was riding because there wasn't much wind. It just felt like a really peaceful and relaxing ride. I was super proud of myself. And then Molly and I took the bus to go into downtown Sacramento to get a little coffee, and then we also went to check in for the race. We did the athletes briefing, and I think this was the most nervous I was before the race because they were talking about the swim and just talking about all the logistics, and it felt very overwhelming at this point, but I was very happy to get all of my merch. The backpack was so nice. Molly and I stopped to have a little lunch at a Thai place, and then I went home and I really focused on getting everything ready for the race. Triathlon, and especially an Ironman, is a total game of logistics and planning. So I really was wanting to get everything ready as early as possible so that I wasn't doubting being prepared. I also did splurge a bit at the merch shop. I got these shorts and this hoodie and the hat, and the hoodie and the shorts were Lululemon, so they were really nice quality. And Molly and I just spent the entire afternoon after that lounging and watching YouTube. It was a really nice evening. I was very happy. The next morning we woke up, we watched some more YouTube, and then I was pretty set on preparing all of my nutrition. My goal was to get around 75 to 90 carbs an hour. So I was preparing my bottles, and each bottle had 75 grams of carbs in it, along with all the food that I was planning on consuming. So I was pretty set for nutrition. I am prepping all my food right now for tomorrow. We didn't have any peanut butter or honey, but we did get, as you saw earlier, we did get some peanut butter cups and almond butter cups. So I just melted them in the microwave. And right now I am making a banana and then peanut butter cup, almond butter cup sandwich for one of my personal need bags. Hands are shaking, but I actually feel really good about the race tomorrow. I'm just trying to concentrate on the things that I can control, like my nutrition, I'm getting everything as prepped as possible. I am actually really surprised by how calm and excited I feel for tomorrow. And honestly, once I get out on the swim and I'm not waiting to do it anymore, I think I'll feel like a lot better. It's just all of the like anticipation and waiting to start that's more difficult, you know? It's all good vibes here. I definitely feel more ready than I did for the half back in July, and that's helping me feel just super calm at the moment and ready to go. So today it's all about just staying calm, staying like in control. Staying calm, focusing on what I can control and letting go of what I cannot control, and just trusting the process, trusting all of the hard work and training that I did up until this point, because I know that I have it in the bag. I just have to go and execute it tomorrow. Yeah, so the vibes are good so far.
The goal of Saturday was to stay as calm as possible. Molly made us a nice breakfast and we knew Turner was coming in. The only goal I had for that day was to get my bike to transition and drop off my bags there and to see my aunt and uncle. So until Turner came, we just had a lot of time to relax and sit around, and my goal was to just stay off of my legs as much as possible and to not spiral out of anxiety control.
There he is.
Turner took a nap as soon as he got there, so it gave me a little bit of extra time to finalize all of the bags that I had to drop off at transition. I had to drop off my swim to bike bag and my bike to run bag, and I was waiting to bring some of my nutrition to the site until the day of the race, so there was a lot to consider. We made ourselves a little lunch, and then I biked over and brought everything to the transition area. It was a little bit stressful. This was the thing that it had been weighing on me all day, and it felt really good to finally get it done and to just have it off of my chest. I was looking happy here, I guess, apparently, but I was definitely feeling it. I was just so stressed out. The race nerves were kind of starting to set in, and I was just looking out at the transition area, and it kind of hit me how many people were doing this race. I don't think I've ever been a part of a race that was so huge, so all of it was very overwhelming, and I didn't really film that much for the rest of the night. I went out to dinner with my family, and then we got home. I was actually able to get 6 hours of sleep the night before the Ironman, which I was shocked by. I woke up at 3:30 a.m. and my only goal was to just get in as much breakfast as I could.
Hello everybody. We are doing good this morning. I have my tri-suit on, I've got my hair braided, backpack ready to go with all of my stuff. I have this bag ready for when I finish the race, which will be in approximately 16 hours, because I am finishing today. It's gonna happen. We're leaving to go to the transition area in like 10 to 15 minutes. I would say, like, in general, I actually feel really composed and calm, but okay, I wouldn't say I feel totally composed and calm, but like I'm comparing how I feel to the day of the Calgary race, and I just feel so much happier and better than that day that I'm like, no, I'm like perfectly fine. But there's a little bit of jitters and excitement. Like I kind of feel like hyperventilating, but I won't. I'm just gonna try and stay breathing calm, and when we get to transition, I have to do a couple things: pump up my tires, get my Garmin ready. I have to eat a banana. Everything's gonna be okay. It's gonna be good.
It's the morning of the Ironman.
We took an Uber to the Ironman transition area, and of course it was very chaotic, and I dropped off all of the bags and all of my nutrition, and at this point I was basically starting to untether myself of all of my earthly possessions and just get my wetsuit on. This was a bit stressful as the zipper is prone to breaking, and I was really worried that we weren't going to get it on properly. This was just like classic nerves and race anxiety and catastrophizing. You can see me just like starting to totally spiral, but you know, we kept it under control, guys. Like, it honestly was okay. And once I figured everything out, I just began to relax. Okay, maybe relax isn't the right word. I like cried a couple times before saying bye to my family.
This is becoming embarrassing. We're heading to the start. I'm gonna get on a shuttle and then I won't see my family until I'm done the swim.
So excited. Turner, how do you feel?
Excited. She seems like she's in good spirits, which is good. She's ready to go. Finish line soon.
Finish line in like 14 hours.
Early to start, but it's gonna be a long day.
It's gonna be a long day. But lucky for us, Saffron's always at the long day factory.
Yeah, I am the CEO of the Long Day Factory, so I'm ready for this. It's just cruel.
So as soon as I got separated from Molly and Turner and I got on the bus, we were shuttled off to up the American River. And once we got off the bus, we seated ourselves, and meaning that we just picked like how fast we thought we were going to be, and we just stood in line. And I was in line for probably an hour and 10 minutes before I got in the water. And surprisingly, I wasn't feeling super stressed out. Like obviously there were some nerves, but I think I had at this point like just a deep trust in myself that, okay, I'm going to be able to get through the swim. I have the current on my side pushing me through, so it should go okay. It just felt like we were standing there forever. And after a while, it finally feels like we're moving forward. Keep in mind, there's like almost 3,000 athletes that are trying to get out and do the Ironman this day. So it was just a lot of people. And as we're moving closer to the front, we get news that the first person has already come out of the water. Like by the time that I was like just about to get in, the first place man had already come out of the water, and he had a time of something like 40 minutes. Like it was incredible. So I'm just like, oh, I'm just so ready to race.
Water, so if you want to follow along, click the link in my bio. Just kidding, it'll be right here. Look at this little post edit thingy. And if you go to the Ironman Tracker app and type in her name.
It has 200 grams of caffeine.
Yeah, that's all the
That's
American.
disgusting.
All the American ones. I'm gonna be fucking
Wired. How is it?
It's more like green apple, actually.
Turner's first witch's brew.
Bleh.
Nice. What would you rate it out of 5?
Out of 5?
Yeah.
I usually rate things out of 10.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
I'd probably give it like a 6.8.
Nice.
It's kind of good.
It's like a 3.4.
Yeah.
And so when I finally get into the water, I remember everybody was telling me how cold it was going to be. And I get in the water and I'm kind of like, no, this is actually okay. No, like this is fine. So I get in the water and I just start swimming, and I just feel this immense sense of relief because like I got this. Like I did not feel the way I did in Calgary where it was just instant anxiety. I got in the water and I was like, nope, like we got this. So I start swimming and the river is perfectly fine. Like the current isn't noticeable enough, especially because you're going downstream, for you to really know how much speed it's giving you. You don't notice it. I was just swimming very relaxed and I was having a great time, honestly. So the first 2,500 meters of this swim, like it's going by pretty quickly. Like I kind of am starting to get this little feeling of like, I want to get out of the water. I want to get onto the bike. Like I'm excited for it. But at 2,500 meters, the Sacramento River and the American River intersect, and you have to hit this turn buoy. And with the Sacramento River, the current is a lot stronger. And this is where a bit of a downfall happens. I am trying to make this turn, and the turn buoy just like I don't think it was like in place properly, because when I was making that turn, it started to float into me. And it was really scary because I'm getting floated, like the turn buoy is pushing me while I'm trying to go around it, so it's not letting me make the turn. But also there's all these other athletes that are also getting congested at this point, so it just feels like I'm getting pressed between this buoy and also all the other athletes. It was extremely scary, and my foot is kind of caught on the wire that the buoy is like tied down to. So I'm starting to freak out. I'm thrashing around like I can't breathe properly, like truly just not the best experience. And I finally like make it around. Honestly, I didn't realize that I was injured at all, but I had apparently been like thrashing my leg around to just get it free. I make it across the buoy finally, and I am like panicking. It feels like a panic attack in the water. I have this moment of like, oh my God, like I can't swim anymore. And I just like take a moment to tread water, and then like, you know, as strong as the current was, and that's kind of why this whole situation happened, at least like I probably was while I was treading water, still like moving forward. And I just like, I take 30 seconds to just kind of like relax for a bit, get my heart rate down, and then I start moving and getting back into the swim. I finish the last 1,200 meters of the swim. I feel really strong, and I get out of the water, and I'm like kind of like woozy as I get out, but I'm like, okay, I can do this. And I ended up swimming the 3,800 meters in an hour and some change. Like truly shocking. I did not think I was gonna go that fast. If only that friggin' like thing hadn't happened with the buoy, I probably could have gone sub 1 hour. But either way, I'm just so happy with the swim and how well I did regardless of the injury. But at this point, I didn't even realize that I had already like strained my leg a little bit, because I'm just like in shock. I don't remember the feeling my hands or my feet. Like you're just truly so overwhelmed and in shock. And I just started running towards the transition. This is when I see my family for the first time. I'm all happy. I see them.
Pink out.
Go, Sappy!
Pink out. Right behind the green guy.
Stop. Oh, you got it!
And then I go into the change tent. I like put on all my bike gear, run out to the bike, and the moment I sat down on my bike and I started pedaling, I felt like something was wrong with my left calf, and I was like, oh, this shouldn't be happening. I've never felt this before. And, you know, somebody who trains for triathlon, I have dealt with my fair share of like injuries, and I have like little weak points in my body that I know are like little things that I feel on and off again throughout my life. This was like an entirely new feeling, and I just knew it was something that had happened when that particular leg got caught in the wire. So I was like, oh fuck, like I can't do, I'm so freaking like pissed. But I am just trying to hope that, okay, maybe if I like don't have super heavy watts and I'm just spinning the leg, it'll go well. So I head out. The loop is 45 kilometers out, 45 kilometers back. So I head out on the first 45 kilometers out. I'm in Arrow. I'm like trying to just work through like this pain in my leg. And I'm like very on my nutrition. Every 20 minutes I'm eating. Like honestly, other than the leg, I'm feeling pretty good. There's a bit of a headwind, but nothing crazy. And then at the turnaround point, we head back, and that was like the best part of the ride. Those 45 kilometers back on the first loop, so 45 to 90, I was in a really good mood. The pain in the leg had kind of started to go away, so I'm like, okay, I can push through this. And I was also getting help from a slight tailwind, so I was like zooming back into town. I think I got back in at around like 12:30 or something like that. So I'm like, oh my god, like making great time. And then you only have one more lap to do, so I was in good spirits. I come back in, do the personal needs bag. That's when I see everyone.
Let's go, Sappy! Go, Sappy! Team Sappy! Team Sappy!
How you feel? Your thing's over. Molly's there. Molly's at your thing. Go down.
All right, Gene, go get him.
Good? Feeling good? Yeah. Yeah? You're doing good.
That was kind of going good, but as soon as I got back on the bike again and headed back out for my second loop, 45 to 135, was so awful. Like, at this point, like, the headwinds had gotten a lot stronger than they were on the first lap, and the pain in the leg started to come back, and every time I was trying to push the watts that I thought I was going to be able to do, the like stuff that I had been able to do in my sleep, in training, like, it suddenly was just felt so painful. And along with like the headwinds, I saw my speed just drop, and I was like, oh, I was so gutted. And you're trying to eat just as much still, and I felt, this is when like I just started to feel so nauseous while I was cycling, and honestly just like in such like a negative headspace from kilometer 90 to 135. I'm just like so upset, and basically I'm like working from aid station to aid station, where I get to an aid station, I am taking in like cups of water, pouring them on me, like just literally hosing myself down in water at these aid stations, getting more gels, and then going off and trying to still adhere to the eating schedule. But honestly, like, I'm not as strict as before. Instead of eating every 20 minutes, I'm eating every like 30 to 40, because I'm starting to feel so nauseous, and just like part of me is just feeling so discouraged, because I like had this idea of how race day was going to go, and I'd been training for this for so long. And honestly, like, out of all the 3 sports, like, I'm a cyclist, so I'm like, oh my god, like, this is a flat route and I'm supposed to be like a cyclist, like, why am I struggling so much? And just feeling like a lot of like shame about it, because I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be better than this. Like, that was what was going through my head, and it was just like such a negative mindset. I'm getting like emotional thinking about it, because like I was just so upset at myself for like having this like pain in my leg and not being able to like push as hard. But then like I get to the turnaround at 135 and I start to come back, and thankfully we have the tailwind, but like, you know, it doesn't fix all your problems. You still have to bike 45 kilometers, and I'm still like injured. I still have this like strain on my calf that's really hurting. And so I'm like, okay, just try and push through it. So I'm pushing through it. And mind you, the day is like kind of reaching its peak temperature. Like, we're getting to 24 degrees and it's hot. And I am just starting to feel like a little sick and a little nauseous. And then I have this moment where I'm like, no, like, you have to like strip all your expectations of the day. Like, maybe you went into this having an idea of what you wanted, like time-wise, and like how good you thought it would go. You need to just let go of everything. It was either like push yourself too hard and like maybe not be able to finish because you're too injured, or you're like heat stroked, or you're throwing up, or you like dial it back, you accept the body that you have today and just like take it at your own pace. And so I stopped at the next aid station. I like do another douse of everything, and I'm just like, okay, like aid station to aid station, that's how we're gonna do this. So every aid station was 20 kilometers. So I was like, you just like hit every aid station, you stop for like 1 minute to douse yourself in water, and you can fill up on gels or use the washroom, and then you head back out. So that's exactly what I did. And eventually I got back into town, and the whole time I was just like, I just want to see my family, I just want to see everyone. And like, when I saw them, I was like, okay, like, I can't tell them what's going on, because I knew that if I said anything about how much pain I was in and just how the day was not going the way I wanted it to, I would just like burst into tears and start crying. And so I was like, you need to just be positive and like tell them like things are okay. So I get back into town and I see everybody.
How you doing? You good? Yeah? Okay. Keep eating. Walk if you need to. You're good. Woo! You get it though. You're almost there. Okay. Good.
Then I get off my bike. I'm like running with my bike shoes. Not really running. I'm walking with my bike shoes to put my bike back in place and get on all my run stuff. And as soon as I get my run stuff on, like, I didn't know how my calf would be for running a marathon. Like, I knew it was pretty uncomfortable while biking, but I was like, I don't know how much pain I'm gonna be in for running. So I get the running shoes on, and okay, like, it was uncomfortable, but it definitely, like, I thought it was gonna be a super acute sharp pain, but it was more of like a nagging annoying pain. So I was like, okay, I can work with that.
Turner Man reporting live from Ironman California. Saffron Granby has just gotten off the bicycle. She is in good spirits. She said the headwinds were strong, but she came in smiling. She's just getting changed right now for the run, and we're hoping for, oh, there she is. Let's see if I can get in here. Oh yeah, okay, there she is. Okay, she was looking, okay, she poured some water on herself. She's looking good. She got her little water bottle. She's looking nice. Keep cheering her on. The support is great. Thanks, guys.
So I get out and I see my family right away. And I'm pretty sure I say something like, I thought I would be hurting so much, but I'm fine.
Really good move. I'm actually not in pain.
That's awesome.
I thought I would be hurting so much right now. I'm really happy.
You got it.
Okay, bye. Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Oh.
After I say bye to them, I'm just so happy. And you do a leg that's about 6 kilometers out, and then you come 6 kilometers back. And this was a pretty difficult leg of the course because, again, it is very, very hot. And this leg of the course, it doesn't have that many spectators on it. It's kind of just this random dirt path that they make you go down. And there's some parts that are pretty hilly. Not that hilly, but they felt hilly at the time. I just told myself, you run or you walk, and it doesn't matter how slow you go, but you are doing this marathon. So I just knew I had to keep going. And so I would say for the first 3 kilometers, I was kind of going at a pace that I originally thought that I was going to be able to do, because the injury at first wasn't hurting too much. And I was like, okay, I can go at around 6:30 pace per K. And the more I was running and the more the heat that was getting to me, I was just starting to feel really nauseous and just really hot, and my leg was hurting. And as I'm running and we hit the turnaround at 6 kilometers, I see a guy basically stumble over to the side. He starts to puke, and then he just starts lying down, and people were calling medics for him. And I was like, I cannot even look at this man, because I don't want my body to get any ideas of this being something that we can do. And I just had this moment where I'm like, I don't think I can keep going at this pace and finish the marathon. I am hurting too much. I'm not going to finish if I keep going this fast. So I'm like, okay, we have to go a little slower, and that's okay. Let's just go a little slower and make it to the end. And so at this point, I head back out. I hit kilometer 12, and I see Turner, my aunt, and Molly, and that was just so great.
How you feel? Good.
I'm just so happy to see you every time I see you.
Turn off here. I'll run for you a little bit, okay?
It's all good. I'm doing good.
And they tell me, we're going to go get dinner. You probably won't see us for 15 kilometers. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. And so I go out. There's another out and back. It's about an 8 kilometer out and back. So I go out and I come back, and at this time I'm around at sunset. So this was those 8 kilometers of the race were really nice because the sun had set, and I could stop pouring cold water all over myself at the aid stations. I was starting to just actually drink the water. And my nutrition, I basically had slowed to eating every 25 to 35 minutes. And I was just proud of myself for still eating at all. Basically, the race got really hard after that out and back because the sun fully set, and I was just running. And I remember passing the mile 13 marker, and I was like, oh my god, I'm halfway, that's awesome. And then you have an unsettling moment where you're like, I'm halfway, but that's still 21 kilometers. And I'm like, and it was completely pitch black, and this is where a lot of the course actually wasn't lit, and you're running down these kind of uneven, either paved or gravel paths. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I would have needed a headlamp. So you would run up to a mile just in the dark, and I was just relying on the other intelligent people that had brought headlamps, and I wasn't really going that fast, so luckily I wasn't all that prone to tripping at a high speed, but I was just trying to pay attention to the ground. And again, there was an aid station every mile, so I was like, okay, just get to the next aid station. And at this point, my stomach was starting to like just stopped. It felt like it stopped working, and the thought of eating was so nauseating and so like just unbelievable. I just like, I could not eat for the life of me. So around, I would say like a little bit past the half marathon, maybe like 25 or 28K in, I just was like, I couldn't eat anymore. I'm like, I will puke if I eat, and if I start puking, I might not finish. So I just was really trying to just pick my battles, and I knew I had fueled so well throughout the day up until this point that I was like, I can mentally get through 2 hours approximately of running without major fueling. So I just decided I'm not going to eat anymore. I'm just going to like take sips of Coke at aid stations and just live with that decision. I do an out and back that starts at around mile 13. I come back and then I see Molly and Turner again, and I think this was like the worst that they saw me.
You're over halfway. Okay, we'll see. What's up?
Thank you.
We're gonna bring you to Jessica's hotel.
You guys are the best.
What's up?
How are you doing?
It's going good. It's just like my leg is in pain and I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I'm close though.
You're so close. You're doing a great job.
We'll see you on when you come around this way on the other side of the bridge. Okay?
Stay strong. What's your mantra right now?
I need to think. I'm still channeling, not thinking. I'm just focused on not thinking negative thoughts.
Dude,
That's
you are
good
like
enough.
90% there. You are so close.
You're so there.
You are so there.
I know.
Little more
You
pain.
got this, Safi. You're
You
so
got it.
close.
You are so close.
Fight through the pain.
We got you food too. You're all good.
I'm not gonna
I know, I know.
anything.
It's okay.
So-
I never want to eat again.
Okay, you got this.
All things considered, I think I was pretty positive when I was seeing them throughout the race, but at this point I just was not in a good headspace. And you know, when you have, say, 5 kilometers left, you can at least feel like you're close to the end. But at that point, I still had like 14 kilometers left, and I was just so upset that I had to do another basically lap of some of the out and backs. It was just unfathomable to do it again. So, but we did it. And so I went out, and the place that I do the second out and back again, and at this point it's just silent. Most of the spectators have kind of gone home, and it's very dark, and I'm running on this road and there's no light in between the aid stations, and you're just, like, at least for me, I wasn't really running with anyone because like I'm just trying to race my own race, and people aren't really running that consistently. Like a lot of people run for a bit and then they have to start walking. So at least for me, I wasn't able to find like a buddy that was going at the same pace as me. So I was just like trying to get through that whole section, and then I finally come back, and I was at around mile 22. I remember seeing the sign, and I had to do one more out and back before I get to come back. So I went and did that, and I don't even like really remember that much of that out and back. I just like remember feeling like I had to keep running, and I wouldn't let myself walk for more than 2 minutes. Like every time I would walk, I would look at my watch and I was like, okay, at the next like minute marker, you run again. And that was the only thing that I was doing. It was just like you're like stripped down to like just like this very primal feeling of like just keep going. I basically didn't have any like thoughts. I remember thinking throughout the race, oh my gosh, like what if I forget everything? Because you do have an immense sense of brain fog throughout the race, and I was just so nauseous and exhausted. I remember thinking like I never want to eat ever again. I remember at one aid station I saw the sweetest little corgis, and I remember thinking, I'm like, this is a sign. I can see, okay, I can get it, I can do this. And then I finished that out and back, and I get to this one place, and there's like a split off point, and one of them is second lap and then one of them is finish line. And I remember when I was doing the second lap, I was like looking over at the people that get to finish, and I was like, oh, I'm so jealous, I hate you. And then this time around I was like going, and I could like actually go down the finish line path, and at that point it was like I was at 40 and a half or like almost 41, and I was like, okay, I just have 1 kilometer left, I can do this, and I'm running. And weirdly enough, they make you do like this little like weird roundabout way to get to the finish line, and so there actually isn't that many spectators, so you're kind of in silence and you're running. And I had like made a commitment to myself. I was like, I was gonna run the full 4 kilometers. I wasn't gonna take any walking breaks. So at this point, I had just run for 3 kilometers straight, and I just had 1 left. So I'm running, and there was a lot of people that I was passing that just like weren't able to run anymore. And I remember thinking, I'm like, you take this to the end, like we got to do this. And so I'm running, and then finally, like, you start to see spectators and people again, and everyone's like, you're there, like you're almost there, you got this. And like, I'm like running, and I finally see the finish line, and you do like a little loop to get to it, and I see it like just right there on the other side, and I'm like running towards it. And so I'm running, and I just like start crying at this point, because I'm like, oh my god, like holy shit, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I did it. Like, I remember even throughout the whole day, I remember having these moments where I'm like, oh my god, I'm doing an Ironman, like what? And I'm running, and I remember I was like, I straightened my posture. I was trying to just like finish strong, and I see Turner, he was there first, and he's like, you got this.
Love you. Look on the right side, right side.
I was just like so happy to see him. And then I like keep running, and like the lights are like so blinding, and they like say your name, like you are an Ironman. And it was just the most euphoric moment. I like crossed the finish line, and I realized I did it. Like, holy shit, you guys. And like the whole race, I was like, I'm never doing any of this again. The weirdest sport, because I already want to like, I'm already so excited to get back into training, and I'm so excited to like race again. Like, frankly, I don't think I want to do another Ironman for a full distance one for a while, but I'm already excited to like do half distances again. And I'm so excited to just get back into training, because like I don't know, I loved training for an Ironman. Like, I honestly liked the training more than the actual race. It's so fun. And I just can't believe I did that. And I can't believe I did it on an injured leg. And it wasn't it wasn't the race that I wanted in many ways. Like, I thought I was gonna finish an hour faster than I did. But I'm so proud of myself. I adapted, and I was resilient, and I had like such a good mental fortitude throughout the entire race, because like I just needed to finish, and that was like what I did. I just want to thank everyone so much for all the support that I got working towards this dream and this finish line. It was one of the most amazing experiences of my life, and I really couldn't have done it without Molly, Turner, and my aunt and uncle being in the city with me and helping me and cheering me on. Maybe some people could do this race alone, but I certainly couldn't. I think that, you know, an Ironman inherently demands a sacrifice from you, but also a sacrifice from your friends and family. And I'm like just so grateful that they were there for me on that day, because I really could not have done it without them. I'm so excited for the next chapter of my life, and I'm so excited to have completed my dream, basically, and to have taken you all along with me. Who knows what exactly is in store for me next, but I'm just so excited for it, and I'm just so happy. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.